here. Because Akenna is not stopping, Akenna is not giving up, Akenna is going to go up to the end.
Thank you for watching Lango News channel.
Now, as we approach another general election, we must remind ourselves of what elections are truly for. They are not for trading insults, not for stirring emotions. Elections are the people's opportunity for choosing a path which will rescue Uganda and decide on whose plan works, and not those who just come with slogans. During a general election such as this, the debate should center on the plans and programs which will uplift the citizens of Uganda out of the poverty which they face and fix the systems which are not working, like our health system, and give opportunity for all Ugandans to achieve their dreams through an education system which is not biased. This national conversation should not be about personalities and should not be about propaganda.
Behind Jimmy Akena's calm political demeanor lies a storm few truly see, a man torn between legacy and loyalty, courage and caution. Whispers in Kampala corridors says Akena's closeness to President Museveni is both his shield and shackle. To his critics, it is the reason he hesitates to confront the state or contest boldly. To his defenders, it's the burden of a man trying to protect his father's party without burning bridges of survival. In the quiet spaces of Uganda politics, Akena's silence speaks louder than speeches, a sacred struggle between conviction and calculation. In the public eye, Jimmy Akena, the son of Uganda's founding father, Dr. Milton Obote, often appears as man born into political destiny, a figure carrying the torch of Uganda People's Congress Party with quiet confidence. Yet behind this composed facade lies a story rarely told, a relentless struggle marked by internal party wrangles, political betrayals, and the heavy shadow of legacy. Akena's journey to UPC leadership was anything but smooth. His rise was punctuated by courtroom battles, factional divisions, and an unyielding contest over the soul of the party his father built. From the outside, it seemed like a natural inheritance, but within it was a battlefield of ideology, loyalty, and generational change. When Akenna first announced his bid for party leadership, many within the UPC were skeptical. Some saw him as an heir seeking to reclaim family heritage. Others viewed him as the man capable of reuniting fractured party. Yet beneath the surface, Akenna faced an uphill battle to assert authority over veterans who questioned his methods and youth who demanded reform. His leadership was tested from the onset. Legal disputes with rival factions challenged his legitimacy, while internal resistance threatened to undo years of rebuilding. But through quiet persistence and strategic negotiation, Akenna managed to consolidate control, navigating one of Uganda's most complex political terrains with patience rather than aggression. Behind the political scenes, Akenna's struggle was deeply personal, balancing the expectation tied to his father's name with his own political vision became a constant tightrope. The burden of legacy often collided with the realities of modern politics, forcing him to redefine what it means to lead UPC in the post-Obote era. Today, as the party continues to seek relevance in Uganda's dynamic political landscape, Jimmy Akena stands as both a symbol of continuity and a man scared by the unseen struggles of leadership. His story is not one of of the privilege alone. It is one of endurance, quiet resilience, and the fight to keep alive the spirit of movement that once defined Uganda's independence. For years, Jimmy Akena has stood at the helm of Uganda People's Congress, the very party his father, Dr. Milton Obote, founded. But beneath the surface of calm leadership lies a storm of power struggles, betrayals, and backroom maneuver that have defined his tenure. Insiders describe Akenna's rise not as a coronation but as a conquest. People think he just inherited the party, said one long-term UPC delegate who requested anonymity. But those of us inside know he fought tooth and nail for every inch of authority. That fight began in earnest around 2015 when factional cracks within the party widened. The rift between Akenna's camp and that of then-party President Olara Otunu erupted into a legal and political standoff that spilled into the courts. Meetings turned hostile, accusation of illegitimacy and manipulation flew from both sides. At one point, party offices were sealed off and rival groups held parallel meetings claiming rightful leadership. Even as public confidence wavered, Akenna pressed on quietly, relying on grassroots mobilization rather than elite endorsement. He was patient, another party insider noted. While others shouted in the media, he worked silently in the districts, convincing the old guard, talking to the youth, rebuilding trust. But his greatest challenge was not a courtroom battles, it was the shadow of legacy. Every move he made was weighed against the memory of his father's towering political figure. Critics accused him of clinging to the Obote's name for relevance. Supporters argued he was the only one who could revive UPC's soul. Through it all, Akenna's leadership has been a balancing act between heritage and innovation, loyalty and reform. His approach, often understated, has drawn criticism from rivals who call it indecisive, and praise from allies who see it as a strategic restraint. Now, as UPC continues to navigate Uganda's shifting political landscape, Akenna's unseen struggle remains a defining story not of privilege but of survival within a party perpetually fighting its own ghosts. He has been underestimated, one close associate concluded, but his resilience is his weapon. He knows what it means to carry a name that can both open doors and close them. Jimmy Akena was never simply born into leadership. He earned it through patience, pain, persistence. The son of Uganda's founding father, Dr. Milton Obote, Akenna has spent much of his political life walking into the long shadow of history, determined to keep alive the ideals of unity, justice, and national pride that defined the Uganda People's Congress. When Akenna first stepped into active politics, expectations were sky high, yet so were the challenges. The party he inherited was divided, weakened, and dismissed by many as relic of the past. Akenna could have chosen comfort in legacy. Instead, he chose the difficult path of revival. Court battles, factional rifts, and questions about legitimacy greeted him at every turn. Yet through those turbulent years, Akenna's resolve never wavered. He traveled across districts, speaking not only to party loyalists but to a new generation unfamiliar with the UPC's history. His leadership style, calm, deliberate, and consensus-driven, stood in sharp contrast to the fiery politics surrounding him. Behind his quiet demeanor lies a conviction that UPC still has a place in shaping Uganda's democratic future. My father's dream wasn't just about winning power, Akenna once remarked in a televised interview. It was about building a country where every Ugandan could stand tall. Those close to him describe him as a patient to a fault, but steadfast. His ability to endure ridicule, legal hurdles, and political isolation has redefined the perception of what leadership within UPC means in the 21st century. Today, as the party continues its gradual rebirth, Jimmy Akena represents both continuity and courage, the bridge between Uganda's past and its uncertain future. His story is not just of political survival, but of personal redemption, the story of a man who chose not to inherit power, but to rebuild it.
But I'm tired here. I am tired because people are not comfortable with such a message. Are Ugandans ready for this message? I am seeing the front bench here looking as if they've been struck by lightning. Speechless. But Mr. Speaker, I have made it clear that in this campaign, even if you decide to lock me out, I'm not going quietly. Even right now, police have got internal affairs here. Police is refusing to clear me to move, although I have candidates nominated for local government. I cannot campaign for them. My members of parliament are going to be being nominated from Wednesday. I cannot campaign for them. They say I'm not nominated, but I'm a party president.
Thank you for watching Lango News channel. Please subscribe for more updates.